Today, we're jumping into a really thought-provoking opinion piece. It tries to get inside the head of Vice President Sara Duterte and her response to the whole confidential funds issue. And believe it or not, it all kicks off with just one sentence.
There it is. That's the line at the very center of this whole analysis. The source we're looking at today argues that this isn't just a simple way to dodge a question. No, they claim it's actually a window, a peek into a very specific way of thinking.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is this just a savvy political move, or is there something else going on? The core argument of this piece is that to really understand this, you have to look beyond the usual political playbook and into a mindset that's been built over years.
So, first up, let's explore what the source calls Sara's time, Sara's rules. The article claims this is a core belief system that drives her actions.
Yeah, the author doesn't really beat around the bush. They get straight to it, claiming this isn't just a tactic. It's a deep-seated part of a character profile, one that's been shaped, they argue, by a lifetime of power and privilege.
At the heart of it all is this pretty bold idea that maybe, just maybe, the vice president operates from a worldview where things like transparency, well, they aren't a requirement. They're more like an optional courtesy, something to be given out only when she decides it's the right time.
To really nail down this idea, the author even gives it a name, a pretty memorable one at that, the P3 mindset.
Okay, so the first ingredient here is a psychological concept called reactance. You know that feeling, right? That automatic, don't tell me what to do impulse when someone tries to boss you around. But the article says this is a special version, a weaponized, dynastic kind. So it's more than just being defiant. And to back this idea up, the article points to a few specific examples. Things like allegedly ignoring questions from House representatives or treating a Senate hearing invitation like it was an insult. And then, when called out, shifting into what the author describes as playing the victim.
Now let's remember, this whole discussion isn't just theoretical. It revolves around a very real, very specific number, 125 million pesos in confidential funds. And the way questions about this money were handled is the next piece of the puzzle, according to the source.
The article alleges that when she was pinned down with direct questions about these funds, the conversation suddenly shifted to her father's health. It's a move the author calls emotional misdirection, using a bit of drama, they claim, to avoid giving a straight answer.
This alleged pattern of dodging and weaving leads the author to a fantastic metaphor, which they have dubbed the pussy-it defense.
The source breaks the strategy down into a simple three-step playbook. Step 1, you claim, hey, nobody even asked me. If someone proves they did, you move to step 2. Well, this isn't the right place to talk about it. And the final escape hatch, you guessed it, I'll speak in my own time.
And where does that name come from? Pusit is the Filipino word for squid. The name is borrowed from a quote by Representative Franz Castro. The metaphor is perfect, right? When a squid feels threatened, it squirts out a cloud of black ink to create chaos and confusion so it can slip away.
So from here, the article zooms out. It stops looking at just individual behavior and starts talking about what the author sees as the much, much bigger consequences for the country's democracy as a whole.
The author gives this whole mindset another label, dynastic delusion. They define it as what happens when a powerful political family is just never told no. Eventually, they start to see things like oversight not as a normal part of governance, but as a personal attack.
And for the author, this isn't just some interesting personality quirk. Oh no. They frame this entire pattern of behavior as a massive, flashing red flag for democracy.
So why is it so dangerous, according to the article? Well, it's all about the precedent it sets. It could make ignoring the rules seem normal. It could make accountability something that depends on a politician's mood, not the law. And the source warns that in the long run, this kind of thing just chips away at the very idea of public service. And this all builds to the article's final really powerful conclusion, which is all about a clash between two very different kinds of time.
The piece lays out this really stark comparison. On one side, you've got her time. It's personal, it's subjective, it's optional. But on the other side, you've got the Constitution's time. And the author argues that clock is absolute, it's non-negotiable, and it is always, always ticking for every single person in public office.
And so that's what this entire analysis boils down to. The source leaves us with this fundamental question that's way bigger than just one person or one controversy. It's asking all of us to think about a much bigger idea. In a democracy, when that constitutional clock is ticking away, who actually gets to decide when it's time to be held accountable? A question worth mulling over.